Yeah. It's exciting, Max. It sure is. What do you see? So we're outside, and look who's joining us today. Tico, yes. We have little gray guy out and Max together. So Tico is in a carrier just for safety. I know, buddy, I know. I know. Oh, hi. What do you think? What do you think, Cheeks? Yeah, we're hiding underneath the shade umbrella right now. And then we've got Max over here. Hi, Becky. Hi, Peter. Yeah, so just thought we'd do another stream out on the patio. We are hiding underneath the shade umbrella because that sun is really, really hot today. So you're going to see us in the shade. The shade is good, right, Max? Well, let's shift this over here, okay? There we go. Put that over here. There we go. Yeah, hi, Tico. So Tico's just in a carrier. He's got one perch. A couple of toys. Oh my goodness, what was that? It was noisy. Well, I don't know what that means, honey. All right, you stay a minute nicely. We don't bother Tico, but we need to watch Tico, okay? Tico just came out for some nice sunnies. Some really nice sunnies, yes. Hi. Hi. I know, Max. I know. It's tough. Hey, Nick. Hi, Donna. Yeah. So we're just going to keep the camera sort of moving between Tico and Tical. And I'm going to try and get some good shots of Tical. Tical is, of course, in the carrier. And just enjoying a bit of fresh air, a bit of vitamin D. So Tical, if he comes outside, it's either on a harness or a carrier. And if he usually does not like me having a camera on him. So I've really got the camera on Max today. Yeah, and we're just going to hang out for a little while. Right, Tico? Tico's a little bit mad at me. I've got a makeshift strap through the carrier so I can carry it. And I didn't have it quite balanced right, and it tried to flip on me. And Tico was not happy. Forgot that I used to have a couple of baby links that I'd used to sort of route the strap so it would stay centered. And those baby links have been stolen for the birds. I need more baby links. That's all there is to it, Tico. Yeah. So we got 2 birdies out here today. 2 birdies. Yeah, so this is just something a little bit different. Hi, Donna. Hi, David. Hi, Jocelyn. Becky and Red Rose are here too. Yeah, what do you think, Tico? So, Tico, I'm going to remind you of something, okay, sweetie? There are a couple of bumblebees floating around. You do not snap at bumblebees, okay? Even if they fly into your space, you don't snap at them. You got to be kind to them because otherwise they'll hurt you. Yeah, I know. Oh, what's up there? That's a big umbrella. Yeah, Tico does not know what to think of that big umbrella. I'm really hoping that Tico's in focus. It's hard to get him through the carrier. But he's, right now, he's got his head tilted, and he's looking up at the umbrella as if to say, what the hecky who, Mom? It's blue, and it's big, and it wasn't there before. I know. Hi. Hi, Tico. I know. I know. It's hard to be a bird, isn't it? There. Just going to try and zoom in a little bit more and get the camera to focus on the bird. There. Yeah, I know. Squeak. Squeak. Hey, Dragon's back. Dragon, you were here this morning. We remember you. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Tico. Yeah, I know. Look at you. Yeah, Tico might not be happy out here for too long, but I'm trying to give him a bit of a chance to hang out with Max on the camera. And I know people say I need to show more of the rest of the flock. So we got a bit of a Tico stream today. And Max is on my knee, minding his own business. There we go, Tico. I know, it is so hard to focus on you, Tico, through the carrier. I know. Oh, Dragon Tamer finished a picture of Max and posted it. I will have to look for that later, Dragon Tamer. I don't have a lot of controls when I am streaming, and I kind of have to stay in one spot. Yeah. But I know Raisin Cane is here. And Raisin Cane, can you remind me that it's Dragon Tamer who posted the picture for Max and tagged us? That'd be great. What do you want, Max? Oh, Max is suggesting that he wants a scritchy. He says, what the heck, Mom? All this attention on my brother. Carrie's here. Yeah, Carrie's here. Yeah, if I exit the stream, then I'm no longer streaming. So I kind of, yeah. And I don't have a second device outside with me today. What do you think, Tico? Oh, you just keep looking at that umbrella. It's kind of scary, isn't it? It's okay. Mom's here with you. She's within reach. Mom's right here. See? Mom's within reach. And Max is here too. Max is not scared of the umbrella. But look how much nice shade it gives you. Yeah, we used to cover you partially with a towel to give you some shade, didn't we? Now we just put the umbrella up, and the umbrella bobbles a bit in the wind. Oh, yeah, Tico's a little bit bug-eyed right now. Let's go for a close-up, Teeks. Hi. Hi. No, Tico, it is so hard to be a bird, isn't it? You got one foot on your perch, which is good. Yeah. And there's Max. Max is talking a bit. You're perfectly safe, Tico. Yeah. You haven't been outside in a while. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, we'll keep the camera on you. Hello, Max. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You are such a lucky bird, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, chuff, chuff, chuff. Looks like Teddy got groomed recently. He looks all pretty, doesn't he? Yeah. Uh-oh. Tico went poops. Big poop. That's okay. Birdies do that, right, Max? It's the Super Bowl. Well, I don't know about that. But what I do know is I can very carefully fold this over so that Tico does not step in it. There we go. Yeah, we've rolled it off and we've shifted it over so Tico's not going to step in it. There you go, Teeks. Is that better? Look at that service out here. I know the paper's flying a bit. You better stand on it to hold it down. It's one of the reasons why we have this perch in there, right? It holds the paper down. Yeah. Mum jobs indeed, yeah. I want to keep things so that Tico's not walking through hoops, right, honey? I've changed from this morning because Max had a little accident and he failed to clear my skirt when he lifted his tail. That's bird problems, isn't it, folks? Yeah. Somebody just fly overhead, Tico? Yeah. You saw a shadow. So you've been watching that big umbrella through the window, haven't you, Teeks? Yeah. It's the first time being out underneath it. And I can guarantee you it is not a parrot-eating monster. Oh no, Sharon says Kane pooped right on her foot yesterday. Right on the top. Yeah, it happens. I think the worst that I had one day was I was outside and I had slipped my feet out of my shoes to put them up on the chair. And then I went to put my feet back into my shoes. And I mean, right now I'm leaving my shoes on. But I went to put my foot back into my shoe and I discovered that there was a pair of Toms. They're just slip-ons. And I discovered that Max had... what's going on over at the Bumblebee home? Yeah, there we go. I discovered that Max had pooped in my shoe. It was warm, it was gushy, and I was very unhappy. I used the outdoor hose to wash my foot and wash my shoe. But it's like, yuck, you're not supposed to do that, Max, right? You also pooped on the floor earlier. You told me you didn't have to go. I put you on a perch, a step stool perch to take off your harness, and you went on the floor and you didn't tell me about it. And I discovered it later, huh? I stepped in it. It was the same color as the floor. You're proud of yourself, aren't you, Max? Here's Teeks. Yeah, if you're joining us, balk up, say hello. It's all part of Max's Hatch Day celebrations. We started celebrating yesterday and we are going to celebrate right through to the 1st. And the 1st is Canada Day. And Canada Day is... That's a Bumblebee, Tico. Canada Day is also Max's birthday, which is July the 1st. I know, Max. I know. That's so good. Yeah. Yeah. So Max has his hatchiversary weekend today, and he's getting lots of treats. He said he wanted to go outside again, and I was outside earlier, and I almost melted. Now we've got the big umbrella up. So we're getting some shade, so it's not quite as hot. And I'm coated in sunscreen, and the flock's into shade as well. So even though it's warm out, it's much cooler in the shade, right, Tico? But I want to remind everybody that if you want to do something special for Max's hatchiversary, we've got a GoFundMe going for our friends at Greta's Roost, and we're trying to raise some money to help them afford to cover some of the shelter costs, including getting in a couple of large cages for the larger birds that occasionally come in. Birds the size of Max, and they can't just be shoved in a small cage. They need a high quality cage. You need a high quality cage that is really secure, like bars like this. You know, Max could break out of really, really quickly with his beak if he chose to. Just has to give one squeeze and he's out. Tico could actually break those bars if he wanted to. You know, he's not likely to try, but you know, you need a big cage for the big birds. It needs to be, you know, the footprint of a big cage for a bird the size of a Moluccan, even if they spend a lot of time out of the cage, your footprint is going to be the size of a couch. Maybe a love seat, maybe a couch, and it's going to be full height, tall enough that you could stand up inside of it. So we're not talking about small cages. And that's, you know, it's not fair to put them in something smaller because they need to be able to stretch their wings, they need to be able to walk around. You take a lot of space, don't you, buddy? Yeah. Hi, absolutely, Tiffany. Welcome to membership, Tiffany. That was gifted to you yesterday. It was when I think it was Sharon who gifted that one too. Memberships are something that we've got on our YouTube channel. Oh, I'm just going to, before I talk about memberships, I'm going to just finish talking about the birthday GoFundMe. So we are doing it through the GoFundMe platform, or you can donate direct to Greta's. That's fine too. Just thought it would be more convenient to do GoFundMe. But you can donate straight to the GoFundMe or direct to Greta's in support of Max's Hatchiversary. And if everybody who subscribes to our YouTube just, you know, donated just $1, we would be we'd be 4 times our goal. If everybody on Facebook donated just $1, we'd almost be just shy of 10 times our goal. You know, so even a small donation makes a big difference, and we appreciate it. We called out some of our donors yesterday during Max's first party. And on his July 1st party, his big birthday party, we're going to call out all of our donors again and say thank you to you, because you are very, very special, and we really do appreciate it. We just want to make a big difference for the birdies, right, buddy? Yeah, so we do have a membership on our YouTube channel. And I mean, you matter. Even if you just subscribe, even if you just watch our videos, you matter. But I want to talk a little bit about the membership because it's one way that you can support Max and the flock. And that is a loud car. Kind of cool looking too. Not sure what it was. I know, I've got the attention span of a squirrel today. But back to Tico. Okay. He's 1 for 2. But our membership on YouTube, it gives a couple of perks. First and foremost, it's a way to support our channel, and we appreciate that. If you want to throw a few dollars our way, that's great. You're going to get some perks. You're going to get some exclusive member-only content. In the community tab, we're going to do some behind-the-scenes posts and behind-the-scenes photos. You are going to get early access to our weekly Monday to Friday videos. Now, early access in this case means as soon as we post it, we usually post it late night and schedule it for the following morning release. But you get access to that video as soon as we upload it. So early access. We try to keep on a schedule, but you get extra access there. Extra bonuses on our Etsy store. Every so often we offer some extra coupons for that. And you also get some really, really fun emojis. Toss up some of the fun emojis. Jocelyn donated to Max's Hatchiversary fundraiser. Thank you, Jocelyn. She says she donated for, it was a lot more than that because it was Canadian dollars. So thank you, Jocelyn. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Oh my goodness, $3 super sticker from Luminaire Traveler. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that is so special, Max. It is. You a good boy? Yeah. You enjoying the shade? So special, Max. Yeah, but there's lots of ways to support our channel. But even if you just watch and like and subscribe, that matters. That makes a big difference. If you are on Facebook, make sure you're following Max. Now on Facebook, I'm going to remind you folks that there is the Max channel, and there's also a couple of people who really, really want to flatter us. They do say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But Max only has a supporters channel, which is a paid channel, and he has and that's sort of a supporters group for Max for extra content. But he only has his main channel, Max the Moluccan, for his regular channel, and that one, if you're following, make sure it's the one with 97,000 followers. Might even be 98,000 by the time you look. But the ones with 20, 30, or 70 followers, or only a couple hundred followers, they are not us. Right, Max? Right, Tico? Nope. Tico, you are not going to grab Max's underfluffies. I know we're sitting close, but Max is not impinging on your space, okay? You want script? Oh, you want to chew on that? Okay, you can chew on that. Yeah, that's one of the rope perches. It's a little bit frayed, and that's one of the reasons I don't have it in bird cages anymore. But I've got it in this carrier because it is an easy thing to hold on to. And if I'm ever in a car or something with Tico and he starts sliding around and he's not holding on to something, I don't want him to hit a hard perch in here. I'd rather him have a softer perch to run into. And this one still has some life left in it. It's just because it's chewed and a little bit raveled. I don't want it unattended in a cage where somebody could chew on it. Whisper's right. That sunlight feel good, honey? Yeah. Hi, handsome. Can you say Her Grayness? His Grayness. His Grayness. His Grayness. Oh, you don't think I should be telling tales about you, huh, Tico? Did you hear Tico say whisper? Yeah, Tico's all about being calm and quiet. I'm just trying to convince here the camera to focus on Tico rather than on the bars. Easier said than done. What do you think, honey? Good, good. All right, so we're going to come back over to Max. What do you think, Max? Are you happy and you know it? And you really want to show it? Yeah, Max. Yeah, Tico's gorgeous. He's a little bit of a sidekick here. Did you hear that? You think the cars are too noisy, or is it me that you're telling to whisper? And Max is doing a little fluffing. There's both birds. I'm just going to pull back here a little bit. And hopefully I'm pointing the right direction. I'm at arm length, pointing towards the cage, pointing towards Max. And there we go, honey. There we go. What else does Tico say? Tico's, I think one of his favorite things to say is whisper. That's right, Tico. Right on cue. He also says whisker. He makes a beautiful water noise when he wants some water. He can say, I want. He can say his grayness. Hello. What else do you say, honey? You say some other stuff, too. Whoa. What's wrong, Tico? Oh, somebody almost stuffed his tail into your cage again. What the heck? You're going to pull somebody's tail in a minute. These are just Max's feathers. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the heck? What the heck? You don't pull Max's tail, honey. I'm sorry, Max. I was trying to show Tico it was just your feathers. I didn't realize he was going to pull them. Oh, Tico, you are such a scamp. That's right. You bark at your brother. Oh, Tico. Oh, Tico, I was just trying to show you that they weren't going to hurt you. Whoa, that was all my fault, Max. I'm sorry. What, I'm not supposed to admit fault, Tico? Hassan's from Bangladesh. How awesome. Well, Tico didn't draw blood. He just tugged on a feather. As if to say that shouldn't be here. Oh, Tico, you are such a little scamp. And I love you for it, honey. I love you for it. There we go. It's so hard to get that to focus. There we go. Yeah, whisper's the word of the day for Tico. He's actually being very talkative for being outside. I think he appreciates the fact that there's some shade and it's protecting him from the scary big sky up there. Yeah. You're doing really good, Tico. I'm proud of you. But next time, let's not pull your brother's tail, okay? Yeah, butter wouldn't melt. Who, me? Me pull my brother's tail? I'm sure that didn't happen. It was your imagination, Mom. Wasn't me. And there he is perched. Just looks so sweet there. Hi. Hi, Max. You are so good. You are oh so good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Tico, butter wouldn't melt. You're such a good little boy. Yeah. Wow, we've got a lot of folks watching us right now. For those of you who are new and just joining us, this is Tico. Tico is Congo African Grey. His favorite word of the day today is whisper, as he just demonstrated. He'll say it a few more times for us, I'm sure. He's just sitting outside in a carrier because we don't have a harness on him. I can only have one bird sitting on me at a time. Bird is sitting on my lap right now is Max Moluccan. Max is doing just fine despite the fact that Tico just pulled his tail. Siblings, am I right? Siblings. Yeah, this is Max. See there if we can get a better picture of him. Yeah, we're just sitting in the shade because it's a really warm day. Tico is 29. And Tico's actually quite the introvert. Oh's right. Tico prefers to go hiking in the mountains where there are no people. And just him and Mom, right? That's right, I should whisper. Being too noisy out here. All the cars and all the talking. You're playing peekaboo through there, huh? And then Max is the extrovert. He's the party parrot of the house. And he turns 31 on Canada Day. It is so exciting. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. Beak that like button and subscribe. What do you think, bud? Your brother just started preening again. Don't preen your harness, hon. And I'm going to keep a really close eye on those tail feathers to make sure they don't get shoved in Tico's face again. Oh, Tico, butter wouldn't melt. No, you're just so sweet. You are oh so sweet. Oh, we got a bit of a breeze. That feels good. You want us to whisper? You don't want us to tell people about the breeze? Does that feel good?
Hi.
Hi. What are you looking at? Oh, is it awesome? Are people out for a walk? Max might want to show off here a little bit. Step up and show. You showing off, Max? Do you see a dog? Whoops. Tico just stretched. That's right. Oh, what do you see? People out for a walk, huh? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was awesome, buddy. Do you want to move forward a little bit and get a bit more sun? Okay, folks, I'm just going to grab the camera. I'm going to... oh, hang on. Not on my knee, so I can shove that with a foot. And I'm going to move this forward. I'm going to carefully check for wasps before I sit back down. I'm going to push this forward a little further. There. Oh. We are right out of the sun right now. I thought that would be far enough to move in. Let's try that again. Okay. Whoa. There you go, honey. There. There's some more sun. What do you think, Teeks? You're climbing. Okay, we're going to do this. There you go, Max. Hi. That does not get you into the sun, does it? Hi. I could tilt the umbrella, but that will have Tico freaking out to no end. I got my feet in the sun, but not the birds in the sun. Okay. Come on up. Uppity up. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm going to shift back on the chair. It's going to make a grating noise. There you go, hon. Woo! Yes! Here. How about we stand in the sun? There. Oh, that was exciting. Ooh, that was a bumblebee, honey. Don't bother the bumbles. Hi. Oh, that was another bumblebee. Yeah. And there's Tico over there. Do you see Tico having a climb? A buck, 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 buck. Gonna get a buck, buck, buck? No, we got a splat. How about a buck, buck, buck? Can we balk on camera? Yeah, looking at the camera though, honey. People want to see your beak moving. Buck, buck, buck. A buck, 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 buck. That's right, honey. That's right. Happy, happy cluckatoo. Yeah, it's in the sun. And I'm just going to see if I can shift this without startling a bird. How heavy is this, honey? If we roll it over a bit. Okay. We just got an extra inch of sunshine, okay? Except I did not want the sun on me. I wanted the sun on Max. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip over here. Shift my chair over. And I'm going to move this chair over. Sorry, folks. Double check for wasps. There. How's that? How's that, buddy? Gonna sit there? That's right. Now I'm right beside Tico. What do you think, Teeks? I'm between you and the sunny. Oh, you got a little bit more sun now. Yeah, you got a bit of sun in there. What? Are you barking at the dogs? You like barking at dogs, don't you, hon? And what do you think? Huh? Yeah. I see Tico went poop again on his paper. Whisper. That's right, Tico, whisper. So, folks, are you liking seeing Tico like this? Throw up some hearts. Let me know if you like seeing Tico like this. That's going to tell me if we want to do more like this with Tico. Yeah. Whoa, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? Oh, and there's Max. Right in the sun. Thanks for joining us, Morticia. Morticia and Gomez. The Addams Family. Bok Bok. Absolutely, Tiffany says never enough Tico. Yeah, isn't that a great emoji? It is. It is. Yeah, watching out for wasps and watching out for bumblebees. Right, honey? Yeah, how's that? Whisper. Whisper. I'm very proud of you, Tico. You're full of whispers today. And Max is back to preening. Probably a good thing that I moved his tail away from Tico's cage so it did not get pulled again. Bird. It's another word that Tico says is bird. Hi, bird. Hello, bird. Hello. What do you see? Yes, Tico, I hear you. You see people. Yeah, that's precious, honey. Okay, Max, up please. Can we step up? Up. I'm gonna move my leg one way or the other. You know what? That's too hot for me. But we got Tico in a bit of sun. I'm just gonna try something a little bit different for setup here. Although I can angle the umbrella, I do not want to angle it with Tico underneath it because he's going to absolutely freak out. So I'm not going to move it too much. Yeah, Tico. So I just came back into the shade because I suddenly started overheating. I was really comfortable right until I got into the sun. Starlight has a suggestion. Can I teach the parrot to say food in Canada is better than food in the USA? Oops, sorry, did I get it wrong? Oh my goodness. I love the comment section. It is so much fun. It really is. It's so fun that folks are joining us and commenting and engaging and liking and following. Yeah, Raising Cane just shared emojis of all of our babies. Yeah. They're not really babies. I mean, Tico's 50. Our youngest is 26. Oh my goodness, Max, how does that feel? Does that feel good? Hi, Nikki. Oh, Starlight. Canadians would disagree with you on that one. We like to think we're very distinct. And besides, Canada does have a monarchy. We have a king. It's your king. It's on all of our money. Yeah, you're right. Raising Cane does not matter how old somebody is. They're still your baby. Right, Tico. Oh, Tico, you look so sweet in there. Yeah. Oops. I had a good focus and I ruined it. Yeah, Tico's just trying to figure out what's going on out here. You know, Canada is a great place to visit. I like to encourage people to visit my area, Calgary, Alberta. There's a lot going on in Calgary. Remember, Canada is a really, really huge place. But Calgary is really close to the mountains. We're close to Kananaskis, we're close to Banff, we're close to Lake Louise and the mountains. And you know what? There's some really stunning scenery here. We've got a world-class zoo, we've got Heritage Park, we've got a lot of stuff no matter what you're interested in. Obviously, Canada's a newer country, so if you're looking for old castles, this is probably not the place to go, but what do you think? Yeah, you're looking comfy there, honey. You really are looking comfy. Yeah, so good. You know, Carrie, you are one of our super fans, and as I always say, when a super fan comes to town, we try to make sure that we can visit with them. Can't do that with everybody, but the ones who are regulars, they're commenting, they're interacting with everything, and we know their name. We recognize them. And they are absolutely regulars. We try to make a point of meeting up if they are in town. Cheryl's Park says, used to go to Canada, me and my second older brother, during school break and summer vacations for years. What part of Canada did you go to? Yeah, there's no place for trolls here. If you continue trolling, you will get smacked with a moderator's wrench. It is wielded by our friend Sharon from Raising Cane. Oh, Cheryl's Park says Ontario and Montreal. Yeah, different. They're very different from what we have out in Western Canada. But it's a huge country. It really is. Yeah. What do you think, Max? Oh, Max is looking like he's settling in on my knee quite comfortably. And now I've got it situated so I don't have tail feathers poking into Tico's carrier when Max decides to preen. Yeah, if you were here earlier, you would have seen Tico pull Max's tail feather. That was not very nice. It was actually my fault because Tico was reacting when Max was preening, and I tried to show him it was just feathers. It was kind of awesome. What? Yeah, I know. He didn't really hurt you. He just startled you. Canada's almost as big as Max. So true, so true. Yeah, it's lovely out here today. It really is. I should be inside cleaning cages and mopping floors. Yeah, so, sometimes people say, well, what's the best way to clean around birds? All the time you're cleaning, all the time you're cleaning. I'll give you a couple of floor tips today. Because the floors are always covered. If you've got cockatoos or grays, any of the powdery birds, the floors are going to always be covered in a fine white powder. Now, regular showers for the birds can keep the powder down, but you're still going to look like you threw a bag of flour in front of a fan. Hey, I call it what it is. Sweeping the floor regularly, always a must, no matter what kind of bird you have. They are going to throw stuff around, right, Tico? You throw a lot of stuff around. And my tip on that is you can pick up a broom with a standing dustpan. And a standing dustpan is one that you got basically a stick on. And you can sweep right into the dustpan and you can dump it without having to go crawling on the ground, which keeps you further away from the dust. It keeps you further away from inhaling stuff on the ground when you're sweeping it up. So it's healthier for you, and it's also much easier on your back and easier to sweep up. I just keep a broom with a standing dustpan in the middle of my living room. I know it's not exactly out of Best Homes and Gardens, but every time I walk into the bird room, I'm using it, and I just sweep anything that's fresh on the floor that's been tossed around, and I just sweep it into the dustbin. And when the dustbin's full, I just dump it into the garbage. If you've got a lot of dust and you're trying to sweep it and the dust seems to be clinging to the floor and not going anywhere, you can use a sweeping compound, or you can even use something like sawdust. Sprinkle sawdust on the floor and sweep the sawdust right over the dust, and it will help attract the dust, and you'll actually have the best sweep you've ever had. I know. Now, mopping the floor, it's something you do regularly. And mopping a floor is sometimes a little bit more challenging depending what kind of floor you have. If you have carpet, I'm not addressing carpet. Carpet in a bird room, oh my God, that is a nightmare. But carpet in hard flooring, you've got a lot of different options. Right now, what we have for flooring is laminate flooring. And laminate flooring, it's not hardwood, it's not linoleum, it's not luxury vinyl plank. It is a composite flooring that does have cracks between the boards. If you end up with too much moisture in the cracks between the boards, what's going to happen is the flooring's going to suck that moisture up, it's going to swell, and you're going to have a buckled floor, and oh my goodness, you're going to have a big mess. You're going to have to replace your floor. That's going to happen to us one of these days, I'm sure. Somebody's going to dump water, and I'm not going to have enough stuff down to collect it. We're going to probably have a mess one of these days. Right, Tico? Yeah, we are. Yeah. My floor's not in the best of shape. I've overwatered a plant. I've got a little bit where, yeah, Tico, you dumped some water on the floor when I didn't have paper down one day, didn't you? Yeah? I've also scraped the floor because I stepped on a Lego that some birdie, Max, we're not going to mention names, right, Max? had dropped on the floor, and I stepped on it and I skidded it right across the floor. And the linoleum, the composite plank flooring, it's just a really, really thin coating on top. So when you scrape it, it's really obvious, especially if you have a dark color. I've now got a carpet over that, don't I, Max? Yeah. What do you think? Yes, Tico, you're doing oh so good, and you're enjoying that sun, aren't you? But I do because the laminate plank flooring is so sensitive when it comes to things like getting moisture on it. You have to be really careful when you're mopping about not getting too much moisture. And if you're trying to mop up dried bird poop, you need more moisture. So I will, if I'm using a regular mop, I'll spray down with a fine mister, and I'll put water down, and I'll try and get it center of the planks rather than the edge of the planks. But the other option is something like a steam mop. Now, the way that a steam mop works, at least the way mine works, is you fill it with solution and it rotates. It's sort of like a cross between a vacuum and it sort of reminds me a bit of some of the older carpet cleaners, but it's intended for hardwood floors, and you can also use it on area carpets, which is great. But it's got a brush that spins, and it does have suction, and you can depress the button to deploy some water onto the floor, and the brush is going to spin. It's going to collect up dust and dirt and everything else, and the moisture really helps it suck it up. If you keep enough moisture on the floor, it's going to pull that moisture into the mop, and it's sort of going to suck it up, much like a wet carpet cleaner would. But it's made for mopping floors, so really works well. I sweep well first, but I still have a lot of stuff that gets collected into it, and it's got a strainer, and I can just dump that. I can dump the garbage, and then I can rinse it out. It takes a few minutes to clean it, and you have to clean it each time. Max, you're not undoing your harness, are you? I noticed you pulled that up. Let me just fix that. You're a brat. Yeah, you're a brat today. That's okay. Yeah, I got to get the camera back on Tico for a few minutes. And I am trying to keep Tico in focus. It's hard with the bars there. But that, the steam mop really works well. And the steam works well if you've got some stuff that's banked on the floor. Great way to sterilize the floors as well. So that's what I'm currently swearing by. But it's still, you're not going to do it every day because it takes time to clean the steam cleaner. And, I wish I had an extra hour each day to do it. But it works quite well. It does not get the far edges. There's always going to be that line around the room, the edge that you're going to have to do elsewise. But it does the majority, and it does a really good job. What do you think, Tico? Yeah. Are you being a good boy? You're being a whisper boy. Okay. Yeah, Sharon has a steam mop too. I got one not that long ago, and the only thing I found I did not like about it was I didn't properly close the formula dispenser. And I plugged it into the steam mop, and I went and did something else, and I came back to a very large puddle, and I had to use the mop to suck it all up. Worked, but it took me a few minutes to suck up all the moisture. I did end up running and grabbing a towel just because, as I said, the laminate floors can get a lot of water damage on them. But yeah, if I had the choice to redo the floors, I would go with probably with a vinyl, like probably an LVP, a luxury vinyl plank, where you can get moisture and it does not make much of a difference. One of my neighbors recently did that, and the vinyl plank, I mean, you still don't want too much water underneath it, but it's not going to get damaged nearly as easily by a little bit of moisture, right, Max? Yeah. Quite honestly, I think the best floor, if you've got a bird, if you've got, concrete floor, just basically flood it with epoxy. That would make a wonderful floor, a nice hard surface that's easy to mop, and you could hose it off. I know I'm dreaming here. You never have that inside of a house. Well, maybe a basement, but you wouldn't have the drain that you could just hose it off quite the way I'm talking about. Maybe an out a sunroom or something that would work really well in. Because concrete, the bird poops on the concrete. That was from earlier. We just came outside and Max had a bunch of soft food and he went, oh yeah, let me pay rent on the banana and the yam. Yeah, Max, you sure did, didn't you? But I would, like old-fashioned laminate floors, the roll laminate with no cracks in it, that would be much easier to maintain than some of the laminate plank floors, yeah. With the cracks in between. Yeah. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, we tried to stay away from politics. We try to stay away from religion. The only time that I foray into politics is when there are bills that are specifically impacting parrots and bird ownership. And I will get political at that point because it's about birds. It's not about politics. It's about birds. No, I guess in that case it's about both. Right, Tico. There we go. Yeah. Tico seems to be enjoying it out here. He's still looking a little bit wary. I want to just bring your attention to a little bit of birdie body language. Take a look. I'm going to show you first how Max is sitting, and I'm just going to come out a little ways. So Max is sitting on my knee. Look at how he's sitting. Look at the positioning of his feet. Look at how he's holding his feathers, fluff and chops up. How low he's sitting on his haunches here. But he's looking, look at the way he's sitting. And now I want you to look at the way that Tico's sitting. Tico is looking relatively alert. He keeps switching his head. He's looking around. His feet are wide. His bum is up a little bit, almost as if he's ready to run or move. He's ready to spring. Compare that to Max, who's just settled right down. Max is just slouched, and Tico's sort of standing upright. Yeah. So what I'm pointing out here is the difference in body language. So Max is relaxed. Fluff and chops are up, right until I got my hand in there. He's sitting down. He's watching. He's just moving his head slowly around. He's sitting low on his haunches. His feet are relatively close together, and he is pretty relaxed. Compared to Tico, feet are wide apart. He's sitting high on his haunches. He's ready to take off. Yeah, whisper. I'm not supposed to talk about your body language, huh? His feathers are slicked back. Now, the grays tend to have a much more slicked back feather anyhow, but just look at the way he's looking around. He's keeping a really close eye on everything that's moving. There's a bird in the sky. He's not completely relaxed. It's taking him a lot of effort just looking around at everything that's going on. And he says, things are kind of scary out here. There's weird noises, there's weird smells, there's weird things moving. And Mom's holding a camera. How dare she do that? He's happy inside of his carrier, like he knows he's safe there. But he is definitely keeping much more of an eye out. So some differences there in body language. Yeah, the closer together the feet are. Now here, it's relative to the bird, right? Here you've got the hips and the feet are straight down. That's pretty close together for Max because he's got really, really big feet. And his feet, he's not gripping onto anything. He's just relaxed. Whereas Tico's got more of a grip happening, and that's really wide for Tico. What you doing there, Max? I catch you preening a leash. We're not supposed to preen that leash. But yeah, so Tico's not completely relaxed when he's outside. He's still, he's keeping really close watch to make sure he's keeping himself, me safe. He's not sure why Max isn't doing a better job keeping him safe by keeping him more of an alert. But, yeah. But Tico's enjoying it out here. Hi, Adam. Hi, Red Knight. So good to see everybody joining us. How long are Max's toes? Well, that's a really good question. I'm just going to use my index finger here. So this is my index finger. And I'm just lined up here. So I'm just going to show you. I'm lined up at the top of my index finger to the bottom of my index finger. So his toes, that's just one toe. And you notice here how that's the junction of his foot. He's got, and let's just go the other way here with my other index finger. Right across his toe there. I mean, his toes are really long compared to my index finger, right? So yeah. I would say those are pretty big toes. Now, my hands are relatively small, I'll admit that, but that really gives you a good feel for how long the toes are. Right? Because that's just the front toe, that's not the back toe. And parrots do have zydactyl feet, which means they've got 4 toes, 2 forward and 2 back. And just like our fingers, some of the toes are longer than others. Excuse me, Max. So this is his longest toe here, and this one's a little bit shorter. The back toe, this one's pretty long too. Just have to lift up some feathers. And then he's got a short back one, but there's 2 forward, 2 back. And the reason why they have 2 forward, 2 back is just look how Tico's standing. Makes it really easy to grab onto something. Yeah, I heard someone scream too. I think someone's just having a party out there. Yeah, that's right, Tico. But, stand up and look, Max. The other way I was going to show you Max's foot. Come on up. Come, steps. There you go. Just look at his foot on my arm. I mean, he wraps right around. Well, what did you hear? What did you see? Unhook. There we go. Oh, sorry, Max. Oh, it's party time, is it? Is it party time? Is it party time? Is it party all the time? Here we go. We got a Bok 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 out of you. So as soon as I start walking around, Max gets a little bit more. What? So what's going on, Max? What are you reacting to? You happy with the warm sunlight? What's going on? And there's Cheeks. Just chilling. So I heard some kids playing outside a minute ago, and that's probably what Max is hearing and reacting to. I'm pretty sure it was some kids playing outside. I don't know where they went. But yeah, is that good, Max? You can be loud when you want to, huh? Hey, Max, can I get another Bok Bok Bok? Can I get the Bok Bok Bok? Toot. Okay. What if I walk on the spot here, honey? There. Because we got Tico. We can't go for a walk. Tico's outside. Gotta hang out with Tico. Hi, Tico. Where are we? We're right here. Okay. No, we are not grabbing the cage, honey. There, we got both birds. What do you think? I know, Max. I know. There. Hi, Red Knight. Yeah. Hi, Adam. Must be hard for Max to find shoes that fit. I think that's why he likes going bare-clawed. But yeah, his feet are a really good size. You're not supposed to scare the bikers. Oh, is there a breeze? Okay, Max. We're not out to yell all the time. You got to think a bit about the neighbors. Okay, Max, you've had your yell. How about a bok bok bok? A bok bok bok. A bok bok bok. A quieter noise. What do you think? Hey, Max, you got a motorcycle parade coming. What do you think of the motorcycle parade? Here's your motorcycle parade. It's quite the mix of bikes. Here you go. Do da do da do da do do do. You like dancing? You like dancing? You like dancing, don't you, buddy? Oh, we're back in the shade. Back in the shade, and there's Tico. Tico would probably be happier if he had a few more toys to hide behind in the carrier there. A little scratch, so he's relaxing. He's got a lot of shade, got some sun, but notice he's picking to stay in the shade here. That's where he wants to be right now. So that's great, right, Max? Okay, Max, let's go. Yeah. Let's check out comments. Hi, Polcom Watcher. Hi, Candy. We are Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yeah, I'm just enjoying some sun. Do you see a dog across the way, Max? You see the dog? You gonna bark again? You see the dog? That's right. Max knows when there's dogs. Okay. And I'm gonna come back down into the shade. I'm gonna sit down. I just did my check for wasps. There you go. Good job, Max. And there's Teeks. What do you think, Tico? Yeah. What do you think, Max? Oh, you're doing great, Tico. Yeah, they get along relatively well. Tico here does not appreciate it if I'm holding another bird at the same time as I'm holding him. He likes to be center of attention, and the same with Max. Max is not thrilled if I'm holding another bird at the same time that I'm holding Max. There we go. I don't know. Do you see him over there? Have a little. That's a little sparrow. You watching the sparrow, Max? What do you think, Tico? Okay, I missed the comment. Risen Keen says, I noticed they changed the names yesterday. Why did they change it? Who changed their names, Sharon? Lord, the birds talk when they want to. Tico's actually been telling me to whisper the whole time I've been out here. Haven't you? Do you want to say whisper again, Tico? But the thing with talking birds, they only talk when they want to. Only when they have something to say. Oops. Yeah, you don't get a bird because you think they're going to talk. And they only talk when they want to. Like Max is a very good talker. But right now, he just wants to make some fun noises. It's just like a toddler. If you had a toddler, does your toddler talk all the time and on command? Oh gosh, no. Hey. What's the screeching about? We'll go in soon. What? I heard that, Tico. Couple of people jogging past. Got Max's attention. Hey, Max. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you lose your balance? Yeah, oopsies. Hey, it's okay. Oh, it's okay, Tico. What's going on in there? I know the bottom's not quite sitting right. It's a little bit springy, isn't it? I was going to wash that today. I'll wash it afterwards, okay? After you go back to your cage, I'll give that a good wash outside and reseed it. Yeah, we're in the shade because it's a hot day out. Right? Give that a quick clean. Yeah. Hi, Daryl. Hi, Sim. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, on how some people are listed in chat. Yeah, I'm not sure. Max! Maxie Max! Are you having fun? All right, we're going to come back to Tico. Oh, so true, Raising Cane. Raising Cane says sometimes the birds learn the words you do not want them to learn. Absolutely. And those are usually the words that you say when you are really excited, such as stubbing your toe. There's a reason why if I stub my toe, I tend to come up with fun. And I'm starting off with another word, and my brain just says the alternative, and lands on something that is innocuous that I don't mind my bird learning. All of our birds are male. Max is a boy, so is Tico. Max is enjoying this. Yeah, good scritchies, good scritchies. Yeah, it's so much nicer out now than it was earlier because we've got the shade happening. Tia just subscribed. Thank you, Tia. We appreciate you subscribing. Oops, Max is trying to turn around on my knee. Yeah, Max, there's limited space there, hun. Tico was just preening a minute ago. Let's see if he does that again. Excuse me, that's your leash. You don't pull on your leash, Max. No, you don't, Max. Let's go back to Tico. It's a Tico cam. Hey, Sherry. Yeah, Tico's hanging out with me. We're just enjoying a bit of shade on the patio. Tico's not too sure about the big umbrella, but he's calmed down a lot about it. When I first brought him out, he said, "What the heck's that, Mom? Seen it from inside, but never outside." Yeah, we're trying to stay in the shade because it's rather hot otherwise. So, yeah, I've stepped out into the sun a couple of times with Max and stepped right back into the shade. That umbrella makes a huge difference. Such a huge difference. Hi, Julie. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Bit of a breeze, yeah. So, Sherry, you missed out on some of the fun. When Max was preening, he kept sticking his tail in Tico's carrier, in his little cage here. This is just the cage we're using for sitting outside, folks. His cage indoors is much larger. But he kept sticking the tail in, and Tico did not, Tico kept on going, "What the heck?" So I decided to tell Tico it was okay. And I showed him and I said, "See, this is just Max's tail." And I just picked up Max's a couple of feathers and I just showed him, held it close to the cage, and Tico reached out and pulled his tail. My fault. My fault. But it was pretty funny, wasn't it, Tico? What's going on? I know Tico does not get so much time on camera, does he? And we're in the shade, so we're getting a little bit of differing quality for picture. But we're not overheating, which is making a big, big difference, isn't it, Max? Here, Max, you want to go back into the sun for a minute? 2 steps. There you go. Good job. Oops. Okay, let's stand. Let's step into the sun. Oh, Mom. Bok, 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 bok. Max is driven by the sun. Woo! No, no, no. Don't, Max. That is a bumblebee. We do not bother bumblebees. Okay, give me a second, Max. I'm going to go get that, okay? Before it blows away, my neighbor complains. Oh, there. Look what I just got. That is one of Max's feathers. There. That's a big feather too, huh? There. I'm going to close this. Oops. I kind of like having a gate here. I mean, all of ours along here do have that little bit of a gate. I'm gonna go click, click, click. Can I get a buck, buck, buck? Look at the sunshine. Can I get a buck, buck, buck? A buck in the sunshine?
What?
What? A buck. A buck, buck. Not a what? What? A buck, buck. Have you ever heard of a buck, buck, Max? What do you see? Hello. See peoples. Yeah, you see people. And there's Tico. And come back to Tico, okay? Okay. And I'm just going to slip this feather under there so that it stays put. Yeah, one of Max's big crest feathers. Yeah, one of the salmon ones. Gonna walk over here and get a bit more sun, Max. It's hot in the sun though. Can I get a buck, buck, buck? You know what? I think this is zoomed in on me. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I was definitely zoomed in a bit. It's kind of hard, with YouTube on a cell phone. It likes to zoom in when you zoom in, and then it does not like to zoom back out. What do you think, Max? Oh, you're so pretty, especially in the sunshine. Yeah. Okay. So, and there's your brother. I'm gonna go back to your brother. Yeah. Tico's got sunshine if he wants sunshine. And he's chosen where he's gonna sit. There we go. There's a really nice one. Yeah, Tico. Oh, stick your head in the sun. Yeah. But Tico's got lots of shade too. So I'm gonna sit back down. Oh, in the shade. Oh, it feels so good in the shade. Yeah, doesn't it, Tico? Sure does. Sure does. So Tico, the African gray, the lifespan on them 50 to 60. And on the Moluccans, like Max, you can see them 80, 90, 100 years old. But with any animal, any bird, any cat, any dog, even with us, our lifespan depends on a lot of factors. It depends on our diet. It depends on the exercise we get. It depends on our health. It depends if we have any pre-existing conditions. It depends on a lot of things. Right, Max? Oh, pretty preen. Yeah. So a lot really matter. So gonna remind people one more time before we end the stream that we are going to have a really special Hatchiversary party on July 1st, which is Tuesday, for Max. I'm going to celebrate him turning 31. We're doing some celebratory stuff coming up on it too. Max is getting extra time. He's been outside a couple of times today. He's really getting spoiled. Yeah, it's all about Max today, isn't it? Yeah, it's too hot to be out in the sun, so that's why we're sitting out in the shade. And it's just glorious in the shade, folks. It really is. But we do have, if you want to do something special for Max's Hatchiversary, what we're asking is a donation to one of our local parrot rescues, Greta's Roost. Now you can donate to them directly, or you can donate through the GoFundMe that we've got running. We're trying to raise some funds for them. We're actually trying to get them set up with some larger cages so they're better equipped to handle big birds the size of Max, right? Because they do care for birds of every size. Max, you covered in your harness there. Yeah, there's your harness. We'll show people you're properly harnessed. But Greta's Roost does a lot of good work. They really do. And we're trying to raise some money for them. If all of our followers on YouTube donated 25 cents, we'd be able to hit our goal. If all of our followers on Facebook donated 11 cents, we'd be able to hit our goal. I know, but every dollar counts, and I can guarantee you we probably are not going to have everybody donating 25 cents, but even if you've got a couple of dollars to throw the way of the birds, that will make a big difference, and that's just a great way to celebrate. Now, what we did on Saturday is we actually went through all of our contributors to our GoFundMe for Greta's Roost, and we said thank you to them during Max's first party. But we're going to do the same on Canada Day on July 1st. We're going to go through and we're going to say thank you to each and every contributor as well. And we are sensitive about names. I mean, it is on the GoFundMe, so it's public. But we are announcing first name, last initial. If you've left a message on the GoFundMe, we'll read those out loud as well. And we'll say a proper thank you out loud. But we want to recognize the birds at Greta's Roost and some of the good work that Greta's does. I mean, it's all run by volunteers, and it's not cheap to run a rescue, folks. It's really not, and we really have a need for the rescues. We do a lot of fundraising work through Calgary Parrot Club to help support local rescues like Greta's and Mika's and even Greyhaven. The various rescues tend to have regular fundraisers like auctions and whatnot, and events like Calgary Parrot Club a couple of weeks ago. There was a fundraising barbecue. That barbecue raised $1,400, I think it was. But I mean, there's so much more that we can do if the rescues are a little bit better funded, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing a GoFundMe for Greta's right now. You know, if we can help support them, they're going to be in better shape to help support the birdies. And they've had some larger birds come in, and they are not properly equipped for the larger guys. You know, they have people who are smart enough who know how to deal with them, but they don't have the cages, and we want to make sure that they are properly set up. Quite often when birds come into rescues, the cages they come in are not appropriate. The cages are rusted or damaged. And that's really not appropriate, or the cages are too small for the species. So they do their best with what they get, but they definitely have a need for some cages. We're trying to get a pallet of cages in for them. That's going to save us an awful lot of money on cages. If we can do a pallet, we can get them in close to wholesale. We can get pallet shipping rather than per cage shipping. We can save an awful lot of money doing it that way, right, Max? So the GoFundMe, the link was just shared up. We are Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yeah. But even if you make a small donation, $1 or $2, that makes a big difference. Oh, that Bumble's out there again, huh? Yeah, he's just buzzing around. He's not bothering you, Max, so please don't bother him. Yeah, Max was a little bit bothered by a Bumblebee earlier. I don't know if you caught what was going on. I was trying to get him further away from the situation, and that's actually when he lost that feather right there. But a Bumblebee had gone and was checking if there were any flowers underneath Max's tail, and Max was getting rather antsy about it. I was getting antsy because bumblebees are pretty docile as long as you don't bother them. But if Max started snapping at the Bumblebee, it was not going to end well for any of us, and I was probably going to be the one getting stung. Yeah. So hopefully you can join us on the 1st when we do a stream. We don't know the time for it yet. We've got some plans that we're trying to see if we can arrange, and that's going to dictate the time. So we will post up about it, and we'll post up about it probably tomorrow. We'll be announcing what time we're going to be streaming on Monday. Yeah, or on Tuesday, which is Canada Day. I'm losing track of my days. Next Saturday, we're going to do a special stream where we are going to talk, a little bit in celebration of the 4th of July long weekend. Even though we're Canada, we can celebrate other holidays too, right, Max? That'll be fun. Yeah, back to Tico. Tico's got a squeak. I know some people are going to be at work on the 1st. That's one of the reasons why we had a party on Saturday as well, and you can always catch the replay. But yeah, I want to say thank you everybody for joining us today, for watching, for subscribing, for those of you who have donated to our GoFundMe for Greta's Roost. We appreciate each and every one of you. You make a really big difference, and we do appreciate you. So, folks, with that, I'm going to say thank you to Sharon for our marketing and all of our friends for joining us. Bok Bok, everybody. You want one more Bok, Max? Can we get one more Bok from you? Let's go to the sun. Let's go. Oh, boy. Can I get a Bok Bok Bok? That was a woof, woof, woof. What about a Bok Bok Bok? Do you have a Bok 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 this way? Woo! A Bok 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 Bok. Bok 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 Bok. All right, good job, Max. And one more look in at Tico. Tico the Gray. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to end off the stream, but we appreciate each and every one of you. Bok, bok, bok.